Welcome back or welcome to.
The Regardless of Everything podcast. I am one of your co hosts, Lynn,
And I'm Shay.
and we sadly are without Danielle again today because she's having some family emergency things. So for now, it is just me and Shay.
What we're here to
2024.
do.
I know. It's 2024. What else are we gonna do? Do something?
Yeah, so actually now has anyone stuck by their New Year's resolutions, their 2024 goals? Has anyone? Because I know I have not.
No. I mean, clearly I'm still drinking soda. I told myself that I was gonna get some sort of like really decent water bottle and I was gonna like actually start drinking water more rather than drinking soda. I mean, I've been drinking less technically than what I was drinking.
See, me too. I mean, there may be strawberry tea in this cup right now, but I have cut back on a lot of teas and coffees. Well, I actually was like sick for like 2 weeks, so all I drank was water. So I
Mhm.
think now I'm like, water. But I definitely feel my body needs it. Like right now, I'm drinking tea, but I'm like, I just want to chug water. So
Yeah, and that's fair.
happens.
That's fair. Also, some viewers may be wondering, Lynn, why don't you have your normal lipstick on that you are usually wearing? And it's because I'm in my lip balm days because I got Space Camp Wellness. If it'll focus. Nope, it's not going to, but
Because
this is the
nope.
juicy watermelon. And I'm just saying, and I already made a review video on this. Nick Sterniolo, you
I
did it.
know. I'm gonna need some because these winter months are a little bit crazy. What excuse have you used before to get out of plans? Plans with friends.
Hmm. I mean, that's actually a really good one. I don't know. I don't even really like excuses. Sometimes I'm just like, nah, I don't feel like it, you know? Um,
Yeah.
but if I think back on my days when I had more friends, when I had more like actual friends that I hung out with all the time. You go first.
Okay.
If you got one right off the top of your head.
So back when I obviously had more friends, when I was like in my little, I don't know, gremlin stage of being a teenager, um, I used to tell everyone that strictly my mom said no.
Mm-hmm.
I would tell everyone no, my mom said no. And I don't know how I got away with it. I think a lot of people knew because you typically when I ask my mom to go somewhere, since I don't really ask or hang out with people, she's like, "Yeah, that's great. Like, go do it. Do what you want to do." So I used to tell people, my mom said no, or, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
all the time, all the time.
that's like really fair because I mean, I did a similar thing, but like a lot of my friends were so in depth with like they knew how my mom was or like the number one thing is like, "Oh, my mom said that I have to stay home." But then all my friends came here. So it didn't really I mean,
Yep.
they're like, "Okay, well, can I come over?" And I'm like,
Ugh, how do I get out of that
like,
one?
mom said no, and then it's like they run into her, and then she's like, "I didn't say that." But usually my mom was pretty good at like if
Yeah.
somebody was like, "Oh, Lynn said that she couldn't have somebody over," which is a little weird because I usually could have somebody over. My mom was usually like, "I got you. Yeah, not
I
tonight."
used to use those excuses all the time and like typically like I only had like a few close people come over and then I would go out to other people's houses because like their parents were like they would let everyone over and plus I didn't want all those people in my house anyways, but when I'd be like my mom said no, like everyone would be like, "Oh, like can't you like beg her?" And I'm like,
I did.
"No." Or when I would like be like with people and like I'd want to go home, I would like quickly like text my mom and be like, "You need to tell me that you're coming to get me right now because like I'm in trouble or something. Like please." She would too. She would. But yeah, my mom's the same way. Like usually if people saw her in public and they'd be like, "Oh, well, I hope Shayla can come out and hang out soon. Because there was a lot of them that would see her at her work and be like, oh, I hope Shayla can come out soon. And there was a couple times where my mom slipped up like, she can.
What do you
Like,
mean? Yeah, I'll go pick her
wait,
up.
she went home after school? Why?
Mhm.
I didn't say she had to.
Yeah, I always
Uh,
went home after school.
Sorry to everyone I use those excuses for. I definitely have more mature friends now where I can just be straight up where I'm like, I don't feel like it.
Well,
Like I don't
that's the way that it is because how I see it these days, and that's why it took me so long to like, "Boys, what are you doing?" He's doing something. He's like under my bed right now, but there's like I don't know what he's doing. There might be a bag or something under there. But like that's why it came up like because I mean, obviously using your mom as an excuse, that's an obvious thing, like when you don't feel like doing something or using a parent as an excuse or something like that.
yeah.
But like I feel like it's all about don't just we're
Why
at
don't I have a
I'm
color?
at the age I'm at the age where it's like I don't want to hear excuses. Like it kind of hurts my feelings more if you use excuses rather than like if you're like, oh, so and so, blah 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 blah. But like it hurts my feelings a little bit more. It doesn't really even hurt my feelings, but it like kind of irritates me a little bit more when somebody comes up with an excuse to why they don't want to hang out. Like just say, I don't feel like hanging out.
And it's always like nowadays, it's always like this like big thing, and they like explain so much, and it's like
Just say no. Just be like, nah.
if they wanted to, they would.
If they wanted to, they would.
Is kind of a good one that kind of goes along with parents.
Ooh.
Um, what is the biggest secret you have kept from your parents?
It doesn't really go along with me. My mom literally, like, I've told, like, the one I feel like so like nude without my fucking lipstick on. I swear it's really weirding me out. But like,
That's how I feel with my lashes because I'm out of my 16, so I'm down to 12s.
tell my mom like every I didn't do anything. Like when I say that like I was always fucking home, like I was always home until like there was like this certain time in my life where like I would go and hang out at my friend's house and then we'd go to the fort behind the YMCA that like all the
Yep.
teenagers like built or whatever. And we just like
You don't
hang
want to
out
go
there.
back there nowadays. I went back there like once or twice a couple years ago, and
Well, I'm talking like you're making me feel old. I'm talking like 10 to 11 years ago.
literally, but it still exists. Like it's still around. Like
Yeah, but it was
it's
like
been
fresh when I was there. Like
yeah.
we built it. Like my not necessarily a generation because we're technically kind of still in the same generation, I think.
Yeah,
But
I think so.
like well, I don't actually think so.
Mm. I just had this conversation with someone the other day too.
I don't know why I'm still
I
going
have
like
no
this.
idea.
Like what the fuck am I doing with my arm there?
Over there. It's
Over
over there.
there. I mean it
It's you
is
just
that way.
go like down the road and take like a left stop sign,
It's
take a
like when you're
right.
walking down the road and like some tourist like comes up to you and asks you for directions, you're just like that's what I do at the hardware store. Anytime somebody's like, "Where's the key hub?" I'm like, "That way."
I can't get directions. I've had a couple people like actually stop me and ask for directions. I'm like, "Oh yeah, down by the boat launch,
And they're like, "Where's that?"
past like the big red tree with the pink bushes." Um,
And they
yeah,
think that you're
I
like
think
explaining Dr. Seuss. The big
yeah,
red
but I
tree
think it
with the pink bushes.
genuinely comes from living in a small town where you just know where it's at. Like you have all these like nicknames for all these places and you just know. So when someone asks you and you use like an abbreviation, they're like, I feel so bad, but like I don't even realize I'm doing it. And I'm like, wait,
Well,
they're not gonna understand that.
or it's like when you're like, "Oh, the dog park," and then you just go past the dog park, go past the boat launch, and then you take a left, and you're like there. But it's like I work at the hotel as well, and it's like, do these people not get here by GPS? Can they not put something in their GPS?
Yeah, that's one thing I never understand going to like a hotel desk and being like, oh, like where's the nearest pizza shop? Like it's 2024. It's 2024.
Hello,
I think mm, one of
Miracle
the
Lemonade.
biggest secrets I think I've kept from my mother, because My biological dad doesn't know much about me, but um, the biggest. Hold on, no, but come here, sit down, sit. Wait, I gotta finish what I was saying. Um, is probably the fact that I snuck people into our house, like my own like girlfriends. Like I don't know why, but like.
Girl, it ain't a secret. Your mom knows.
She does now. She knows everything. Good time that I did it like very silently, but other than that, like I would sneak them in, but we would be so obnoxious.
Yeah, I
And I
know.
was like, it's fine. You just have to act normal because like she won't think about it. If we're being quiet and like tiptoeing around,
That
she's
one
gonna start
time,
questioning
that
things.
one time that I was literally sleeping on your couch because of the house situation. I was sleeping on your couch and it was like 2 a.m. You, for some reason, forgot I was spending the night and you decided to sneak somebody in. And I said, what the fuck you doing? And then you were like, shh. I was like, whatever. And I rolled back over and went to sleep.
I used to do that all the time. Like, I don't know. And like, or like sneaking out, but I never went far because we lived right next to like Big Apple. So we lived right next to a gas station. So I would just leave. Like, I wouldn't go anywhere. I would just leave, or we'd go there, or we would go to like the college fields. That was a little bit further, but mm, like, there's no reason for me to hide or sneak shit from my mother because she's
No,
going to
that's the
find
thing is
out, and I can't keep it from her. So,
your mom's gonna be so much more chill if you like, and I've been saying this since you were like 11. I'm like your mom, and you were like, no, no, she won't. I'm like, your mom will be so much more chill about anything if you tell her. Trust me, I grew up with your mother. Like
uh-huh.
she pretty much like did a good portion of raising me. Like anything you just tell her about, she'd prefer it. Your mom hates secrets. Like, and that's, I mean, that's the same thing with my mom. I was always like, look, like sometimes I would tell my mom and be like, hey, so I don't want to go do this because they're going to be doing this, but I want to go hang out with my friends. So just so you know. And she'd be like, all right, whatever. I
Yep.
trust you.
I started doing that with my mom and like all the stuff that I did behind her back, which most of it she knew about, most of it I caught her by surprise on. But I one day just like started telling her a bunch of crazy stories of stuff I used to do, and she was like, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm just telling you
you were
now.
a little crazy for a preteen,
Yeah, I was a little out of character. Um,
but
but now it's
so was
like
your
I'll tell her
sister.
straight
So
up.
love her to
Yeah.
death, but y'all two were crazy.
But another big thing, like my mom has always said, because I'll be like, I'm going to hang out with my friends. We're just hanging out at our house. You know, we're not going to walk around town at 2 o'clock in the morning, terrorizing everyone and everything. Not doing that. She would always tell me, guilty by association. Every time before I walked out of that door, she said, guilty by association. And let me tell you, a couple times I was guilty by association and I didn't
Yeah.
like it.
Yep.
So, if you're gonna be hanging out with people that are doing dumb shit and getting themselves in trouble, just because you ain't doing it don't mean you're not gonna be in trouble.
Oh, for sure. For
And
sure.
it took me a couple rough run-ins to learn that. But I also know like when to take a step back and like leave, and know when to go home before things are starting to get rowdy
You
or
gotta, it's like that one song. I don't know who sings it, but you gotta know when to hold them. You gotta know when to fold them.
um
Come back to Boston, please. I mean, I'm not in Boston, but I'll travel to Boston any
no, but it's
day.
like, do you guys? I know y'all just saw that she was huffing and puffing at herself in the mirror.
She
Yeah.
says, oh, me too, Nova. Me too. I huff and puff at myself in the mirror. I'm like, God damn. Every single morning. Every single morning. I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, damn, I really woke up like this again. It's a tragedy, y'all. Why can't I just
Yeah.
wake up and look the way that I want to look? No,
Seriously,
we're not hating
sorry.
on ourselves in this podcast. That's a different podcast.
Yeah, because I could go,
I
oh,
could
I know. Could be like, I could make that shit like 48 hours, 72.
every day of my life.
Yeah. 365 days a year.
All right.
Nice one.
Thanks. Um, what? Okay, that I have like so many. I feel like, but I feel like I can't think of them. But what old people things do you do?
Wow, this is a hard one.
Because I feel like I do so many old people things, but like for some reason I can't think of like I thought of some earlier, but I forgot to write them down, of course.
Um, I think one for me could be when I see people walking around in cold weathers and I'm like, where the is your
You go and
jacket?
catch a chill.
Literally, where are your clothes? You're gonna get a cold, like you're gonna
Yep.
get sick. And I never understood that like when I was younger, but now like
Mm-hmm.
it's too cold to be going outside without a hat, gloves. Like I always thought my mom was dramatic. She'd always wear hats and gloves. Put your gloves on, put your jacket on, put extra socks on. I'm like, nah. Now, like, it is too cold. It is too cold. That's why we have summer. You can look cute in the summertime, but wintertime, bundle up.
If it's the summertime and we have the AC on, I'm like, boy, you letting all the hot air in. And
Yep.
so that's like one of the things that like I feel like that's just like a parent thing, not really an old person thing. Um,
Right. I do that. I do that a lot.
and then another thing that I do is like a grandma thing. I make sure everybody gets their plate of food. Like when I cook for people, I make sure everybody gets their plate of food and gets everything that they want. And typically, like I'll portion out like the smallest amount.
I've noticed that I'm still like kind of a child because like when I eat over at my sister's with the kids and like the other day it was my niece's birthday and we were all over there for dinner and like I snuck into the kitchen when I knew like everything was done and I made myself a plate first and like walked back in the living room like it was nothing. Before dinner was announced that it was ready, I was already halfway through my plate.
That's fair.
I mean, to be fair, they already grabbed the kids' portions, but like before everyone got to eat, I was already in there making my whole plate, taking what I
Yeah, I'm
wanted.
always the last. Like I just can't. Like if I'm
I
cooking for like a group of people, like I always mom's like talking to Hannah out there. She's like, "You going downstairs
um this is actually kind of interesting. One, what was the last thing you searched on your phone?
on Google?"
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay. Actually, kind of serious. Um, but I searched Silver Alert Maine. That was my
Yeah,
last.
because there was one today, wasn't there?
There was the guy with. Yeah.
Um, we need to debrief about that later. This was mine, um, which is kind of funny that we're talking about this. Do you need to eat healthy to get a big butt?
No,
Was the last thing I said.
you don't. Girl, you eat all that garlic bread, you get a big butt.
That's
I
what
mean,
but
that's not me saying to the viewers. That's not me saying. I'm
really.
literally not Dr. Oz. I don't know what's gonna get you a big butt.
My thing is like I don't even care to target like my stomach area. If I could get a bigger butt, then I'm fine with my stomach.
That's
Then
what
I'm
I said.
fine.
I said I don't care about losing the weight that I put on
I just
as
want it to
long
go
as
to
I
better
can keep my
places.
butt.
Yeah. I just want my weight to go to better places. But like if I could get a bigger butt, I don't even care about my stomach anymore. Like I generally that would make me feel so much better. And I feel like getting a butt is easier than losing stomach weight and toning your stomach. Sounds
Mhm.
easier. Anyway, that was my thing and I went on a whole thing about it. So that's kind of funny.
You want to get real serious? What was your last TikTok search?
Ooh.
Well, actually, my last TikTok search was Nicholas Sturniolo's Space Camp Wellness because I was trying to see if my video would pop up.
Mm-hmm.
The review that I did, my TikTok will be down here. But anyways, I was trying to see if my TikTok would pop up, which it did.
Yeah, if you want to talk about TikTok and all
Oh my
that,
god! Oh my god! I got a new follower. I have 110 followers on TikTok. Everybody, I've gone up 3 today.
period. If you want to talk about that, let's talk about how TikTok shadow banned me and wouldn't let me get views or likes, wouldn't let me post, and then took my whole account from me. So, if you're
Wait,
wondering
you
where,
got
yeah, if you're wondering where I went, TikTok literally deleted my account.
no.
With I had like over 5,000 drafts. I had so many videos. I have some of them saved, thankfully, but I had so many on there that like really makes me upset.
Bro,
So. I'm down to 13 followers. So,
I would be
and
devastated.
I
Like I
had
have
like
so many drafts. I make a draft at least. I make like 3 drafts at least a day.
I
So
make
I
so
like can.
many and like I keep them because I like looking back on like eras of me with different hairs or different styles or if I'm wearing lashes that year or for those months. Like I like looking back and being like, oh, I was like really happy then. Like, oh, I was going through a rough spot here, but oh my God, I got out of it. Like I loved my drafts so much.
Mhm.
I love popping in my AirPods and making TikToks, like and just saving them for myself. So that was a bit depressing, but my recent search was Austin McBroom CVS car crash.
What?
Have you seen like the TikToks of him?
Mm-mm.
Do you know the Ace family?
The one that they're getting a divorce. I've watched them with you, I think.
Uh-huh.
That family, but Johnny Gilbert was like doing a whole review about how the guy was like living out of an RV or something, and then it turned out to be total bullshit that he got this other house, and then he was back in the. I don't know. It was
Yeah, I think like I don't know. Personally, I think it's all for because this tends to happen, especially with like bigger creators. Is I stopped watching them years ago once they started having more kids because you can definitely tell their whole channel changed, their energy changed. Um, but they also disappeared off social media for a while, and now they're back having a divorce. So I feel like it's all for like money and to blow them back up.
it's all for clout
Yeah,
because
it's literally for views.
he's like, oh, I'm living in an RV like outside of my ex's house, like
But he makes you like if you have a certain amount of subscribers on Snapchat and post up to like 15, I think it's 10 to 15 snaps a day, you make bank off of it. Like he's probably making like a I saw someone like try and do the math about saying like all that he's posting is like he's like getting something around like 360K off his Snapchat stories right now. I don't know how true that is, but honestly,
oh, I bet it's very true.
I know Snapchat pays for it. Plus all the clout he's getting from people like making jokes out of it, which they are funny. But he basically went to like CVS and I was showing my sister this. He went to CVS and this lady like cut him off in line or whatever and like her card wasn't working and he was mumbling under her breath like, "Oh, you that's what you get for cutting me a line. That's what you get for cutting me. That's what you get for cutting me," as he's checking out. And the guy
He's
at the
like saying that
register
to her.
like mumbling it and he's at the register next to her while she's trying to check out. And then the guy at the register that was ringing him out was like, "Don't you live in an RV?" And then it was like this whole big thing. And then at the end of it, when he was walking out to leave, he was like, or you literally work at CVS or something, like commenting on his workplace. And then he went on Snapchat, like apologizing for it. And then the next day or 2 days later, he went back to CVS and applied for a job and had an interview. And then when he was leaving, he witnessed, or I don't know, he witnessed or was in a car accident. I don't know. So I was trying to show Kylie, like my sister, the process of the videos, and it was, yeah. So then
The
that's that.
nerve of people that are making that much fucking money. Like, trust me, I wish I could be making that kind of money, but I'm not gonna like make up lies. I'm not gonna make up stories. I'm not gonna make people feel bad for me just to make money like that and then go apply at CVS. Like, that's just a slap in every retail and customer service worker's face. I don't even know if I just said that right, but that is a slap to every single one of our faces that somebody that's making that much money from literally just posting about the fact that he's living in an RV, which he probably did. They're not even, I'm not
No,
saying this for
because
sure, but I
okay.
doubt that they're even getting a divorce.
Yeah, because the whole big thing is like how he lives in an RV and like he can see his
Mm-hmm.
Catherine's house through like the trees or whatever. And it just seems genuinely so fake because if you look through like the snap stories of his RV, like people have noticed there's no like shower stuff, there's no like toothbrush, there's no like actual food in the fridge. His like brother supposedly went over there and like showed that fridge and was like, "You don't even got food in here." Like his brother went over there calling him out. It's all up for views. I'm sure it's all for views. I'm sure it's all for money. I mean, sorry if I'm wrong, but my opinion. And
I
like,
know all of this is just our opinions. We don't know what the hell's going on. We don't
yeah,
know, and
no
none of
one
this
really
is
does.
no one knows because people be
It's social
fibbers.
media.
People be fibbers. Exactly. Um. Okay. Here's a would you rather. Would you rather never use social media sites again, or never watch TVs or movies again? TV or movies again?
Probably social media because there is going to be a time where social media probably comes to a very harsh ending. I feel like
Yeah.
that's just my opinion. Like I feel like social media is eventually going to go downhill. And that's like another thing. People use social media for their like rely on social media's money a lot. And like they put in so much hard work. So like hopefully nothing ever happens
Well, I
because
mean, for speaking for us as well, like hopefully, like everything
yeah,
stays the way that it's supposed to be. And I mean, I'm not saying that we're going to get like big and famous, but I'm loving what we're doing with this channel and I'm loving like how far we've come so far, you know? Like I mean, we've got um a whopping 25 subscribers on YouTube, but we've got that and we do have dedicated people that watch us every single week and we're growing.
we love y'all.
We love y'all.
Hold on. Pause for a second. You ready?
Mhm.
What is your go-to board game?
Ooh, I like Clue. Clue's like got to be like one of my one. I think it's actually my number one. I also like Sorry.
I used to play Sorry a lot. That would probably be like one of mine.
So
Or
top
like,
three. So Clue, Sorry, probably Monopoly because I like how long it is, you know, and I like Clue because that's kind of long too. Even though like I'm usually pretty good at guessing, but yeah, I really Clue is definitely my number one.
mine, I don't think I've, what, oh my, oh, hold on. Reset. Um, hold on. I lost it again. Just give me a second.
Board
No,
games.
I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it even worse. Okay. Mine are probably pretty basic, and I don't think I've ever really played Clue, to be honest. But mine would be Sorry, Candyland, and Uno.
Ooh, well, Uno's not a board game, silly goose.
Yeah,
That's a card
well,
game. If we're doing card games, Uno,
Go Fish.
Go Fish, and Jack Black. Black Jack, Jack Black. Like
Um, I don't know then. Another board game?
the game of life.
I already said that.
Did
Did I? No,
did
I
you?
said Candyland.
Candyland. No.
Life. I meant to say Life, but Candyland works too.
Candyland's a
Candyland
quick
works.
game. Candyland's like a game where like you play it when you have like a 5-year-old in there and you're like, it's the most easy game ever.
Yeah, and
Like
it's like,
straight up. It's just like
and they can make up any of the rules and it not be complicated because it's just such a
it's literally a
whatever
straight
game.
shoot.
Also, what is that one? It starts with an M. It's like the bamboo thing with the little pebbles. I have it somewhere.
It's a little bamboo thing with the pebbles.
Like you have
The
like
little
this whole
sticks.
thing, and it has no, it has like these holes, and you each have like a
Yeah, isn't
starting
that
point.
Chinese checkers?
I don't know, and then
Hang on. Oh, you're looking it up? Okay.
yeah, I think it's
I think it's it's not mahjong's with the tiles.
um, it's not really this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, what's it called?
I don't know. It starts with an M. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Well, let me see.
Mancalsa.
M-
I won't
I
even
don't think I've
like.
ever heard of that exact one. I'll look up the one that
I don't know if it's like renamed or what, but this is actually the one that I have.
Oh, we're thinking of totally different games. This is the game that I thought that you were talking about. Well, why is that on Sheen? This is what I thought you were talking about.
Oh no.
Chinese checkers. All right, now I gotta reset my computer or my camera. Um, okay, top three proteins for food, like meats. What top three proteins?
What counts what?
Like, okay, so like chicken, beef, pork,
Oh,
lamb, like that kind of thing.
all meats are proteins, right?
Mm-hmm.
That counts. Okay.
Yep. Like
I'd
fish,
probably
all of it.
say steak and like ground beef, like cheeseburgers, tacos.
So
Um,
that would just be beef.
yeah, but isn't yeah.
Well, it's all cow.
Well, I only really like cow.
You don't like chicken?
Chicken scares me.
You like chicken tenders?
Yeah, but I've gotten really picky with chicken. Like I will shred it apart before I eat it.
That's fair.
That's why I don't do like chicken on like the bone, because I swear it's never cooked. So probably it's just beef and chicken. I mean, I count chicken, but I just don't eat it a lot anymore.
That's fair. Mine number one is shrimp. That's definitely my absolute number one meat. I have it all the time. So shrimp, uh,
I probably
beef.
sound so stupid on these. Like board game, Uno, steak, ground beef. It's the same thing.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I was watching an episode of the Stern Yellow Triplets, the car videos, and they were naming top three meats, and Nick says meatball, and then he says ground beef. I'm like, meatballs are ground beef.
That's literally basically where I like my brain is not braining right now.
My brain is not braining, she says. But so shrimp, beef, and chicken. I could do without pork. If I'm getting fancy, no. Actually,
This reminds me of our first video when we were talking about our dream plate for like
oh my God,
45
that was
minutes.
hilarious.
I was
You know,
zoned
I'm
out the whole
surprised that
time.
doesn't have more videos or more views because that was fucking hilarious. I remember we were dying laughing editing that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a long night.
That
Um,
was.
it was really funny. But you were talking about like you guys were talking about a plate, like the same like fancy dish for 45 minutes and I swear I was zoned out the whole entire time. Like I heard you guys,
Yeah,
but I
because
was
then
just like,
you were like, oh, you were like, what were you guys talking about? And then you like heard the oatmeal raisin cookie part, and you were like, oh, I love a oatmeal raisin cookie. I'm like, I know, like, and a snickerdoodle, and you're like, yeah. And then Danielle was like, no, and we're like, get out.
yo.
That's actually why Danielle's not here. It's the fact that she doesn't like oatmeal raisin cookies.
Yeah, we banned her from yeah.
Yeah, so shrimp, chicken, and I think that no shrimp, beef, and I think that chicken and lamb are tied for third. So good.
Oh my
Um,
God, wait.
yeah.
Bacon isn't cow, it's pig.
Yeah.
So bacon.
Okay, there's your third one.
I could do without ham.
I
Actually,
if I yeah, I could do without ham. I'm a big ham lover. So it's kind of difficult for me to say that, but I eat the other like meats more often, you know,
where
for
does
me to
ham come from?
pork,
Where's pork come from?
pigs.
Oh,
Same place as bacon. It's all different types of the pig. Um,
wait, so I'm not even gonna guess what I did.
what?
I got an ID.
Look at you.
I'm waiting on it to come in the mail.
Proud of you.
And I am a organ donor.
I can't donate my organs. And they always, every time, okay, this is a nice little tangent. Every time I go to the BMV, every year,
Why B&B?
BMV, Bureau of Motor Vehicles,
What's a DMV?
Department of Motor Vehicles. They're the
Are
same
they like
thing.
the same thing?
Yeah, but
Because that just made me feel so stupid.
in across
Yeah,
from the driving school.
yeah, it's
They
B.
DMV, Bureau of
I.
Motor Vehicles. But anyways,
That's
every
funny.
time I go there for literally anything, they look at my ID because I lose my ID a lot and then I end up finding it as soon as I get a new one. And
Yep.
so every time they're like, "Do you want to be an organ donor?" I'm like, "Y'all don't want it." And then they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Y'all don't want my organs. I have like my organs just don't work. And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, girl, ask my doctors. And then they always give me crap. Like they always look at me like I'm a terrible person because I say, no, I don't want to be an organ donor. I'm like, it's not me. It's the
You
fact
just
that
can't.
I wouldn't want to get somebody's hopes up if I put that I am willing to be an organ donor and then I die tomorrow and then they go to cut me open to give my liver to somebody and then they're like, this liver doesn't even work. And then they've poisoned somebody else. So
I'm sorry, that's so funny. This liver doesn't even
this
work.
liver doesn't even work.
But yeah, mom asked me because she was like helping me fill out the paperwork. And let me tell you, the lady there, like, what is up with them? They are so mean. So mean. So mean. So my mom was like, do you want to be an organ donor? I'm like, yeah, no, I don't know. Is that a bad idea? Like, I don't know. But I told her, I was like, if I were to die, I could save someone's life.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
I know
I'm
I
going
don't
to
get that
because
status. I don't get that gratification. I just die.
I'll take your non-working liver. It's fine.
You
Just to have a piece of you.
just
Um,
keep it in a jar. I'll put that in my will. Shay gets my liver
oh, okay. In a jar.
in a
A
jar.
nice one.
Yeah, fancy jar.
Bedazzled
Yeah,
in what Lynn would want.
yeah.
But yeah, so I did that and because genuinely, like, what am I gonna do when I die? Like, why would I need to keep my organs?
And
No, I genuinely wonder, what if this might be reaching, but what if even if you say no to being an organ donor, what if they actually take your organs?
we have no way of knowing.
Exactly. I'm gonna
No,
have to go
no.
get that
The
job.
next funeral we go to, we'd be like, open them up. Let me check. They got both kidneys. They got their
It's
liver.
the fact that like all of our family members would be okay with us doing that if it
Literally,
came
be
down
like, you
to
mind
it.
if I search your body for your organs?
After you're dead, before they put you in the ground.
Oh my God, no.
Um,
Well,
but
before
no,
they cremate
genuinely,
you, because most of our family gets cremated.
I know because it's like the easy way.
Yeah, it's the easy way. You don't got to pay for like a grave or anything like that. It's a lot cheaper to do that.
No, I want to be in a grave. Okay, I want you
I
bitches
want to be in the grave.
to
You know
come
why?
sit
You know
with
why?
me.
I
Why?
want to be in a grave so that way
Where is this going?
Danielle would be dying right now because legit, I've been saying, like, I've just been quoting this song for like all week. I want to be in a grave only for the sole purpose. So when I die, I put my money in the grave. Enough. Fine. I will put your money in the grave when you die.
The $2 I got left in my bank account.
Literally.
In my bank account. Okay. But no, genuinely we'll have no way of knowing, but like low key, I want like all out for my grave. Like I want bitches that hate me to sit at my grave and
Yep.
hate themselves for what they did,
Hmm.
you know?
You can record a little message that like you put on your grave. So it'd be like press this button.
Everyone start saving for my funeral, please.
Yep.
Because it's gonna be expensive.
That's what
I
you're
will
gonna do
have
with your portion of the
handwritten
YouTube.
instructions for everyone. Okay?
That's
Love
what you're
y'all.
gonna do with your portion of your YouTube money is you're just gonna put it towards your funeral.
Okay, you guys hear that? Because it's what's gonna happen. I gotta go strong. If I'm going out, we gotta go big. Gotta go big. So they'll never forget me. Anyways. But yeah, I genuinely think they do that. Like what if they actually do like take your organs even though you say no? Like there's really no way of knowing. So I might have to go get a degree for that job or whatever
A
you do.
mortician.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
I mean, you make bank, dude. She always posts videos of like the mortuary and stuff. I definitely didn't say that word right, but she's always posting like videos of her there and everything and doing the jobs and stuff. Obviously not showing the dead bodies, but like um
yeah, I feel like I don't know, like I don't think I could do it. I think I'd be too scared or that I wouldn't be able to take my job seriously and actually do my job. Um, but that's just me. But yeah, I also when I got my ID picture taken, she was so mean. She was like, "You're gonna go down there and like points," and I'm like, okay. And she's like, and I'll be over in a second. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. And then I go over there and I'm just standing there. I'm like, there's like a mini mirror. So I'm like,
Yep.
okay. Kind of look like butthole, but whatever. Wasn't even thinking like you have to get a picture for your ID. Like it
I
was
look
not
like
registering
30.
with me.
I've had one good ID photo. Well, yeah, one good ID photo. And then I lost that ID, had to get another one. They were like, oh, it's been this amount of time. So you need to get a new ID photo, even though you're due for another ID in like a year. But because you lost your ID, you need to get a new photo. And I was like, oh. So I took it and I literally look like 30. I'm like, I gave up such a like a prime like picture of me for my ID that I had for like 2.5 years, lost that ID. And then the picture that I have now, I legitimately look like I'm like 30. I swear to God.
I'm scared to see mine, to be honest. I saw it for a split second, but no, this is what happened. So I go there and she's like, back, back, back up all the way against the wall. And I'm like, I'm not going to jail, am I? Because chill. And then she's like, down, put your head down slowly, And her face was like, she was just so like funny, but she was so mean. So like before she like had snapped the picture, I started like laughing inside and I'm like, oh my God, like do not let this happen. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, I don't want to know what it looks like because I was about to start busting out laughing. So, but the glimpse that I got from it, it kind of looks good, but I also kind of look like I'm ready to fuck someone up.
Well, those are the best ones. Those are the best ones. Okay, so this is a really quick question because I pretty much know both of our answers. How long would you last in the zombie apocalypse?
Probably not very long.
I would probably last like however long it took the zombies to get into my house because I just wouldn't leave my house. Like I would literally be up here hiding, and as soon as like it'd probably take me like because I'd have like my medicine and everything with me, but like probably either that or like long enough for somebody to come raid my house because like me surviving in a zombie apocalypse, I would be so scared to even do anything that I would probably just like there's no coming back
Yeah.
from that. I've seen all of the zombie things. Like there's no coming back from a zombie apocalypse. It's just going to keep happening. And I can't survive without the medications that I take. So like
What even
I
counts
may
as like a zombie apocalypse? Like what would that look like nowadays, you think?
I think that the zombie apocalypse, I'm not gonna like get into why I think it would happen because those specific people are always
Controversial?
listening. However, I think that the zombie apocalypse would start in a very populated area and like over in like LA or like in Florida or something like that where there's just tons of people everywhere all the time, and it would be kind of like the way that like the vid got around, like to where we didn't have it around this way for like a month or like a month and a half until it started to get bad around like in Maine. But I feel like that's the way that it would happen is like people wouldn't realize how bad, like I feel like it would definitely start from like a sickness. Like it would, I feel like it would definitely start from a sickness. And
Well,
that's what I was so scared when it came to the vid coming around. I was like, oh my God, this is it.
well,
We're all
if you
gonna
think
die.
about it, I don't know if this is just an observation, okay? No one start any, whatever, because this is an observation. But if you think about it, okay?
Hmm.
2020 was a leap year.
Yeah.
24 is a leap year.
No.
Okay? Biden and Trump are running in 2020. Biden and Trump are running in 2024. The 49ers and the Chiefs were playing against each other in 2020, and they're now doing it in 2024. COVID happened in 2020. What's 2024? What's coming? As well, you know how many new strains and variations have come out.
It's just
So,
like the flu.
yeah, it knocked enough people off, but they got to come back with 10 times something. But hopefully with all that happening and like, I seen people joking about it on like TikTok or whatever, talking about hopefully the Chiefs and the 49ers close whatever portal they opened. On
Yeah.
so like hopefully nothing like that happens this year. But I did see a creepy TikTok talking about it outbreak of something. And people were like, it's happening again. It's coming. I didn't read into it because I didn't want to know.
I'm like, yeah, that's scary. Okay, what would you do with what would you do with an extra $1,000 to only spend on yourself? Like, what would be the first thing that you'd buy with $1,000 that was strictly to be spent on yourself? Like nothing that somebody else is gonna need nor want.
Okay.
What would something
Need or
that's
want? I mean, a lot of people would want the things that I would do.
well need
So
or
does that,
like
okay.
ask you for pretty much?
Um, Genuinely, I don't even know if $1,000 would be enough after these things, but I'd probably get my hair done and extensions. My hair is just annoying. I don't even want to get into it. Let's not talk about it. Um, and I'd probably be like, go shopping. That's about it. Go shopping. I want to buy Uggs.
Also, okay, that people try so hard to like force themselves to be like them. And I'm like, girl or guy, if you are not like somebody, don't try to force yourself to be. Like, be
Yep.
yourself. Be yourself.
People do
And
it
guess
all
what?
the
They'll
time.
still like that. Like, anybody will like to be your friend if you're yourself, if you're not necessarily a bad person, you know?
There's no in between with me, to be honest. I mean, they're too quiet or I'm like loud,
Mm-hmm.
or then I'll be fine and then I'll have like an ADHD outburst and you're not going to hear the end of it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like our drives when I randomly get the burst of energy and I'm really feeling the music.
Oh my God. No, I was driving by myself the other day and I was just like heading to work. And then all of a sudden, started playing and I was literally like, woo! Like in the car by myself. And I was just like jamming. And
Yeah.
then that's how I am when Equilibrium from the All Is Yellow album comes on. I lose my marbles to that song. That song literally, there was like an echo. That's why I was doing that.
Yeah, I heard it. We have like chocolate granola bars, like the soft ones, the ones that you're not supposed to eat a lot of because they're like fiber, whatever they are. I don't know, but they're really good.
Yeah, too much fiber is not good for you.
Yeah, well, yeah, because mom doesn't let me get them often because I will eat the whole box, and she's like, you can't just eat the whole box. You gotta have like at least one a day only. I'm like, but they're so good.
Single, what if you had to pick a single thing, what makes you feel the most nostalgic, like about your childhood? I would say smells. Smells for
Definitely,
sure. For
definitely.
sure. Because sometimes I'll legit like with the wild cherry one. I said this in the review that I did, but this is a juicy watermelon. But the wild cherry one, dead ass, smells exactly like that little cone shaped thing from the ice cream truck that has the gumball at the bottom of it. The little red, that's like a red cherry sherbet or
Oh
whatever it
my
is.
God, I miss when the ice cream truck actually used to like go around.
One drove around, like drove around my neighborhood, like and like no, like maybe like October, and I was like, I didn't see you all summer, bud. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
no, I don't trust them nowadays, but they used
No,
to
I
be
don't
such a
trust them
fun
at
part of my
all.
childhood.
Like a big nostalgic thing for me. This one smells like something that I have not like. It's a juicy watermelon. Definitely smells like watermelon, but like I haven't been able to like figure out exactly what it reminds me of.
Yeah, I think smells are a big thing because when I smell certain things, like I'll be like, why does it smell like this day, this month, I was this old,
I was
or
this old, she says.
like you smell something and you're like, why am I smelling this right now? Or like you smell like you get a whiff of someone, but you're
Yep.
like, I haven't seen them, smelt them in forever, and it's like,
Literally, I got into the elevator today, which it could have just been the guy had the same cologne, but I got in the elevator after this guy got off the elevator and he smelled exactly like, the cologne that Trevor used to wear?
mm-hmm.
Like, not the new one that, like, or not the most recent one that he has been wearing, but when he first moved back up here, it was the cologne that he used to wear. And this guy legit smelled exactly like that. And I was like, Trevor? Like, even though I saw the guy get off the elevator, but it just reminded me exactly like so much of Trevor. It was crazy. And
Yeah.
then the same guy like walked past me in the lobby and I was like even though I saw the guy walk past me, but it's like you get that weird like deja vu, like
Yeah, like you're almost waiting for them to pop up somewhere.
mhm, but then they
I
don't.
definitely get that. And like there's this one smell that like reminds me of my father, and I don't know how you get this smell. Um, like his clothing smell, not like his work gear, because obviously that smells like fire, because he's a firefighter, so that smells like fire. But it's like, I don't know, but I got hand-me-down clothes from my sister's best friend, because she always gives me trash bags of clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of the t-shirts smelled like that. And I'm like, how did you get this smell? Like, where did it come from? Because that's exactly what my dad's clothes smell like. Exactly what he smells like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so creepy because like, and no matter how many times you wash them, the smell does not come out. So I have
Yeah.
no idea what it is or how you get it, but it's just a signature scent.
Signature scent. Um, so this isn't the one that I wanted to ask, but would you rather spend your life always cold or always exhausted? I'm always cold
Right?
and
Like,
exhausted. Um, but I mean, I would have to go with always exhausted because, like, if I was, I mean,
I already live every day already exhausted,
I
so
know, like, I can do it. Like, I'm not even worried about being like, I just don't
I'm
want to
like,
be cold all the time.
I'm exhausted right now and I'm cold.
Like, for some reason, every time I come to do a podcast, I get cold. But then if I try to sleep up here, because I've been sleeping downstairs, but if I sleep up here, then I like literally I'm like boiling all night.
Yep.
Um, describe yourself in 3 words.
Sensitive. Oh, there's a lot. Sensitive. Mm, maybe a little too caring and a worry wart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I'm funny. I'm really very funny. Actually, you know,
I would
I'm
say
obnoxious. Oh my God, I could keep going forever. There's so many
literally
ways to describe me.
three. It's hard to come up with three. I feel like because I feel like I'm one. I count this as one word, but it's fair dinkum, Australian slang. If anybody's wondering, or if anybody already knows that, means like genuine and
Oh, hey, I'm
just
that
a
too.
solid, genuine, solid person. Like Shay said, I'm overly caring about like people that like I feel like if I don't talk to that I don't hear back from them or I won't hear from them if I don't text them. But I'm very like overly caring for everybody in my life.
Yep.
And I will go to the ends of the world for like literally the people that are in
Yeah,
my life.
you can literally fuck me over, block me, say you don't want me in your life, and I'm still sitting here like, wow, I
I hope
hope
they're
they're
doing
doing
okay.
okay. Like,
Yeah.
I really do. I wish I could be with them and
Hmm.
like be along with them for this. And like, I'm a big, I don't understand why person, you know?
Yeah. So
I'll never understand things.
genuine, super fucking caring, sarcastic. Sarcastic would have to be one of my words. And just little bit psychotic.
Yeah.
Little bit psychotic, but like I feel like I don't know. I always say I'm psychotic in like the best ways because I call myself psychotic, but it's more so just crazy. Like psychotic's like a serious level, but like I
I
definitely
can get to that point,
oh,
but I'm
if I
really just
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, if I bottle things up enough, then like I get to that point to where I'm just like getting ready to like rip my head out, like head off my body. And it just it do be like that sometimes, but I mean, I'm also the most caring person and I will do anything for the people that are in my life. And I will like I don't know, I put everybody else first and I'm learning how to not do that because I really let myself and my mental health go for a long time. Again, we always get back on the mental health standpoint, but like I let myself go for a long time because I always just put everybody in what they needed and what would make them happy. I put that first. And I am learning slowly how to not do that. So
Yep.
we'll get there. But yeah. So I
It's
think
always
that
a
was
work in progress.
Okay. So that's been this episode of the Regardless of Everything podcast. Part of my burp. Episode 9. This was just kind of like a little miscellaneous episode, and I actually had a lot of fun with it. Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyways, so that was this episode. Thank you for joining in. We hope to see you next time. Peace out.
peace.